2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're under. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Ready. 18 Gator. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full streak.
First carry for James Conner. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Conner on first down, working his way forward for about 4 yards. Second down coming up. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
I got you.
2nd and 6. Rolling to his left. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
But he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
They'll look to throw. He completes this to Sutton. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
On the set.
Check back. Watch left.
Now a draw play. This is Conner. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
One thing to keep in mind, partners, you've got a running back of this size, at these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd down now, it's Conner, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
An interesting because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds.
Brandon, you're never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1 yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
Mike, 48. Defense wins championships, baby. Watch safety creep. Middle. Safety's creeping.
Middle. Hey, Haywood.
48 Mike.
Throwing on first down is Allen. He finds Yeldon. And he's only able to get it up to about the 2-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Let's go. Rabbit.
In his own end zone, it's Allen. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. A big play here for the Bills. 43 yards. That catch for his career is number 731, and that's the number that Calvin Johnson ended with when he stopped his career in 2016.
Yeah, what could have been for him. So maybe now what we'll see is someone else continue to elevate their game and put this number well in his rearview mirror. I think 800, not out of line here.
Allen's throw is complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 35-yard line. Allen to throw once more. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Hey, Orbit.
Now Allen to throw. Going to throw again. He's got Green. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 12-yard line.
I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Mike, let's go 52. Let's go. Pass. Hey, foxtrot. Watch the run. Check 48's the Mike. Check 48.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Allen to the goal line, but it's incomplete. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this 1st quarter. So
that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you get your best people in the area to try and take that away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. And the 13-year man puts it through, and the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the 1st half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Making the catch is Sternberger. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. But what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field, you take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
From midfield, here's Allen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You've got to cash in and get some points.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
Hey, home.
48 to Mike.
To the shotgun snap to Allen. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Let's go, boys. Let's go. At their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is counter. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. He's at the 30, past the 20, and he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that, and a great play for that defensive unit. Stephen Hauschka for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-0. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to...
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
Rock it. Hard.
Now back to throw. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That one, 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. 2nd down and inches. Flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Running from the shotgun with Dre. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Back to throw. And this is caught. It's Parker. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Troy Fumagalli in the final seconds of the 1st half as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. That is a near-perfect end-of-half drive right there.
And we've seen that many times from the best in the league. But do you really expect to see it done that well by a rookie? And how about the timing? Finishing it almost near the zeros, as you said, right at the end of the half. Great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Pull it together. Check it back. Check it back.
Hold. Alert. Hey, tight. Hey, Alpha.
Motion. Pop.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Middle. Regular.
He's mine.
Going for it on 4th down. Allen. And this is incomplete. The free safety, Malik Hooker, there in coverage. So nursing a slim lead, and that is the opposite of protecting that slim lead.
All I can think here is that head coach, he knows more about what's going on with his team than we do. He must know something's up. Either he has trouble with his punter, right? He's worried about his defense. There's an explanation in there that we're going to ask for after the game, because in this situation, I wouldn't have done that in normal circumstances, but maybe he thought my best opportunity is with my offense.
Yeah, interesting. Back in their own territory. Now we'll see what transpires. On 1st down, Connor plowing ahead for about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. That's a jet sweep. The football to Woods. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
They'll run on 1st down. Connor, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On 2nd down, it's Drake, and he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Go now. 60 Pittsburgh.
Watch the screen.
Hit it.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Ready. 90 Wolf. I'm coming 61. Matchbox right step.
They'll try to run it. This is Connor. Yard to about the 2. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
They'll look to run with Connor, and he is going to be stopped. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit.
And he's going to go down in the backfield.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big pullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Let's go.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mike, 48.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Muhammad Wilkerson sacks him that time, coming in off the edge.
well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic. I smell it.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen finding room at the 30, and that's complete. It's Green here. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Back now in Buffalo. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. The Bills on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Allen. And able to find Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Allen now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
56.
Win the rep.
Operating from the gun, Allen. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Carl Lawson with a little how do you... 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Alert! 5 wide. Hey, wahoo!
To the air, Allen. Finding room inside the 40. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Allen operating from the gun. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. Operating from the red zone now, Allen. That one complete to Yeldon. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They run here with Singletary. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Devin Singletary, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
And sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
They'll set up to throw. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Off the edge, Jerry Hughes gets the sack. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Back to throw now in his own end zone. And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points, that means this is now a 2-score game.
Yeah, and that's tough to deal with, isn't it? This little time left. Those 2 points doesn't seem like a lot, but it means everything now. Those are going to be the ones we're going to look back on. Those 2 points right there, the play of the game.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Hey, orbit.
Mike 48, Mike 48. 3 buzz.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen, he finds Yeldon. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So Allen's going to look to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. William Jackson with a pick. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. And down inside the 15 he goes. Denver has a 1st down on the 15-yard play. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on 1st down. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Micah Hyde. Looking for Woods that time. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. Second and inches.
Watch the twins. Watch the twins. 40 yards.
Back to throw. Allen. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Buffalo, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Broncos,